Just imagine, I have been with the private sector. We used to be with the Philippine food exporters. We used to be the consolidator for Lulu hypermarkets in Dubai and for Carrefour. Napakalaki pong tulong ng SITEM sa mga Philippine food exporters. And dapat po, they should also work in tandem with the Philippine Halal industry development, being part sa food exports sa mga GCC countries. Malaki pong bagay, dapat po dagdagan po natin ang budget ng SITEM and the Philippine Halal industry, Mr. Chair. And napakalaki pong tulong under the leadership of Secretary Cristina Roque ang naitutulong po ng Department of Trade and Industry. Yes po, I fully support the increase of the budget of DTI. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Kong.
Thank you, Representative Ong Chuan. Next in line, DML Marlene Primicias Agabas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My dear colleagues to the DTI family, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Ako po ay kinatawan ng ika-6 na distrito ng Pangasinan. Narinig ko po na ang pondo nga po ninyo ay maliit. Indeed, maliit nga po. Pero as the representative of my district, I just would like to ask an equitable share with that small budget that you have. Kinausap ko po ang regional director at ang provincial director kung bakit hanggang ngayon, marami kaming mga gustong gawing mga proyekto na tutulong sa inyong mga programa, pero ang challenge po sa amin ay kulang daw po ng pondo. Tinanong ko po ang regional director kung magkano ang pondo namin, kasi itong nagdaan, meron pong mga nasunugan na negosyante sa amin. May pondo po tayo sa PPG, di po ba? I was told na 2024, zero ang budget ng Region 1. And then in 2025, itong taon po na ito, may budget po tayo na 2.6 million for Region 1. But again, until now, I learned from our regional director na hindi pa nare-release. So ano po ang gagawin natin doon? Maliit na nga, hindi pa na-release. At saka ano po ba ang parameters ninyo sa pag-allocate ng pondo? Bakit po ang Region 1 in 2024 ay zero ang PPG? At bakit po ngayon ang pondo lang ay 2.6 sa buong Region 1? When in fact, sa Pangasinan pa lang po, ang population na po namin ay 3.2 million.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Si Undersecretary Bless Lantayona would answer that question.
Thank you very much.
Kilala ko po kasi last budget hearing siya na naman na nakita ko yata. Until now, the same problem that we have. Hindi pa rin po tumataas ang pondo.
As to the, for later release kasi kung ang ating ang PPG natin, because it is an insertion, and I think the fund was released only in July. And then as to and that is an insertion. That is a budget insertion, and that is, I think, care of ASECDOM, care of kay Senator Bongo, and meron, and then also kay Senator Speaker.
Ang ibig niyo sabihin, wala kayong sariling inisyatibo dito sa pondo ng PPG. It's your program.
We have submitted it in our 2025.
It's your program kasi kayong may program.
But then
noon.
it was not approved. It was not, our proposal was not approved. And then there came the insertion.
But still, bakit kami masisira ng 2024? Would it mean to say wala rin kayong programa ng 2024 ng PPG?
Hindi po na-approve. We submitted it.
Huwag mo na lang isulat na may program pala kayo na PPG kung wala rin lang ang approved na budget.
There was an insertion that was given to
But
us.
zero kami eh. That's a question. Region 1, buo, zero.
In our proposal, all regions, they have an allocation. But then when it came out, we...
So would it mean to say na may mga regions na zero, may mga regions na meron?
Opo.
Okay, I would like to, kindly please furnish us a copy.
Yes.
We would like to know kung paano po ba yung allocation ninyo sa bawat region.
Yes po.
Kasi nakakayaho nakikita yung ibang kongresista, mayroon silang programa. Parang kami, kung wala kaming pondo, di kami yung wala. Parang hindi kami gumagala, hindi kami kumikilos. Again, to proceed, thank you very much, Congressman Po. Oras po ni Congressman Po to, kaya lang nag-request po ako na mauna po ako sa kanya. So, yung po SSF din, this year, ang budget lang ng buong Region 1 na naman, 9 million. 12 districts po kami sa Region 1. So, ang average po na pondo ng bawat distrito, 750,000. Sino po mabibigyan nun? Baka kulang pa yan sa isa lang na mabibigyan na beneficiary. Buong Region 1, 9 million. Hindi po ba insulto sa region namin yon? Nabigyan nyo kami ng ganong napakaliit na pondo. Masisipag ang mga tao ninyo. Pero kahit anong gawin nilang pagsisipag na maghanap ng mga bibigyan ng pondo, wala naman kayo na-allocate sa amin. I asked them, do you have a problem with the utilization? Ma'am, wala. Baka may problema naman kayo sa COA, kako. Ma'am, wala. So ano rason bakit hindi kami makakuha? We have a very long list ng mga tao na gusto mong makahingi ng tulong.
Ang pwede po namin gawin is we can talk among ourselves and we can see magkano talagang i-allocate. Because that time, yung allocation was under, I'm 1 year pa lang po dito. So, hindi ko pa masyadong na-grasp yung paano yung pag-divide ng mga pondo. So, kung ganun pala may instances na ganun ang nangyayari, then mag-uusap po kami ng Undersecretary ng Regional Operations to make sure that there's pondo for everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Parang may problema po tayo sa regional operations po natin. Hindi po proper yung allocation natin. Lahat po ng Pilipino nangangailangan ng tulong ng gobyerno. Kaya pagtulong-tulungan po natin lahat. So, sa aking pong distrito, Madam Secretary, kami po ay naghihintay na nawa ang mga programa po ninyo, knowing that is very minimal. What we are asking is just equitable share, gaya ko nga ng sinabi ko sa inyo. Makatarungan at isanabling, share din po ng aming distrito. So, we look forward na makamit po kayo o yung pong kung sino po. Maghihintay po ako sa office ko para ma-discuss po ang mga pangangailangan ng aming distrito. Again, maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Honorable Congresswoman.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Congressman po, thank you very much.
Thank you, DML Agabas. Next in line, Vice Chair Brian Poe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Actually, I have to run to a meeting as well, but I wanted to take this time to really speak to DTI. One, because I really believe in the programs of DTI, in the sense that any peso that's invested into DTI goes directly towards the growth of our economy. No, kaya I saw the budget. I saw that it's been decreased. I'd like to point out for the record some programs that maybe we should take a look at so that I can offer support to DTI this budget season. One of the ones that's very close to my heart, I've worked in the startup industry for quite some time, is the Philippine Innovation Hub. And I noticed that the funding for the Philippine Innovation Hub has been severely decreased, if not zeroed this year. Is that correct, Mr. Chair? Madam Secretary? There's no allocation. So, Mr. Chair, apparently there's zero allocation for the Philippine Innovation Hub. Was there funding previously, Secretary? 100 million pesos, which we know in the startup community is not enough to fund many of the programs and innovations that we're trying to push forth. Madam Secretary, what happens to the program now that there's zero funding? The entrepreneurs that have started, what happens to them?
Actually, for the startups, what they do now, they go to the DOST.
Directly to DOST.
Because the DOST has programs for startups. So for us, what we do na lang is, example, the startups need, let's say, investors, or they need avenues for them to sell their products. Then they go to the DTI. Then we find market for them, whether locally or globally. That's what we do for them. But the startups is not with us anymore because we don't have any funds for that.
Madam Secretary, if there's any way that this representation can support and help DTI grow its budget this year, I'll do my best. Whatever we can coordinate between the DTI and my office so that I can gather more research on areas where we can improve, I greatly appreciate it. Kasi kasama sa tatlong pillars ng FPJ Panday Bayanihan is food, progress, and justice. Food security, as well as jobs and livelihood, are a big fundamental core of our party list. Kaya the more programs that we can work together and support for DTI, the better. The second question is more on the point brought up by Congressman Ong Chuan regarding the halal industry. I know that globally it's a $4.5 trillion industry, and the Philippines stands to benefit greatly from this. In fact, there are a lot of investors looking at the southern part of our country to generate halal industries. Can we speak a bit more to the support that we're giving halal industries?
Yes, yeah, you're correct again. The huge potential for the halal industry is $4.5 trillion globally. And of course, locally, we also have a huge Muslim population, which is 13 million, which is more than the UAE now. For the halal, actually, what they really need is the certification, because we already have so many products. The only thing that we need is to get them certified. The problem with the certifying bodies that we have here, they don't get approved abroad. There's only one certifying body na approved abroad. So what we did now is we have a list of all the international certifying bodies. Kasi if we start now to make a certifying body, by that time, tapos na the term. So we need to use now international certifying bodies to at least get the goods out there. So we were able to get a bit of budget from Robin Padilla for the certification, because he also asked me before what do they need to use the funds for. So it's the certification. And we already have 3,000 products of the SMEs that are being sold abroad, or at least in the Middle East. So kahit pa paano, there's already an opening there. And then there's also, what they need is a slaughterhouse also, which is a bit pricey, 15 million per slaughterhouse. We only have one or two that the slaughterhouse is accepted globally. So that's another thing that we really need to do.
Well, thank you for your clarification on that. The reason why I asked Madam Secretary was because I work closely with NCMF last year during the budget season, and during that time, Senator Grace Poe actually put in funding for the halal industry. Unfortunately, it didn't make it through the entire process. But we still want to continue to advocate for it, because a large chunk of our constituency, or those who voted for our party list, are our Muslim brothers and sisters. So I would be remiss in not asking about the halal programs of DTI. Regardless, I think we're a little short on time, but I do want to manifest my support for your agency, Madam Secretary, and I look forward to meeting with you before we go to plenary, so that I can once again support you on the floor.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
for halal, just to add more, no, we have one person who's really in the office of the secretary that's really in charge of halal, and we have two people, one who does the local and who does the global marketing, or at least trade for halal. But again, naka-deadlock kami sa certification.
I'm very happy to hear that, Madam
you.
Secretary. Mr. Chair, being the last to interpolate.
Not yet, Vice
yet.
Chair. Not yet.
Okay.
There's still one more.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Vice Chair.
I'll have to yield the floor and run to my next meeting, but thank you so much for your time and patience working with us here in Congress. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Brian. Next in line, Representative Felmonte Paris.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon for the DTI family. Now, first and foremost, I would like really to commend the DTI for supporting the budget of our Cooperative Development Authority, which is my sector. And with that, I would like to manifest that I will support whatever increase or additional fund for the department. And one thing, Mr. Chair, and I would like to have this one concern, no, with regards to the budget of the CDA, because I observed that almost of the Tier 2 proposal of the CDA has not been included in the proposed budget. So I would like to ask to the chair of the CDA, Yusek Raquipo, on this proposed budget, on your Tier 2, do you have still something that is very important to your office, no, which is very crucial for the effective performance of your mandate and your functions, no, for the development of the cooperatives? Do you have something, no, to really tell us na may kailangan pa ba kayo idagdag o wala na?
Thank you, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. Yes, we would gladly be thankful and grateful if additional budget for CDA will be accommodated, Your Honor, because of the following reasons. We would like to enhance further our assistance in terms of programs and capacity building for cooperatives inside the land. For your information, Your Honor, we already have 20,900 cooperatives as of end of the year 2024, and most of them are in the micro and small categories. This means that they need further enhancement in capacity building as well as in managing these cooperatives. Second, Your Honor, is we also pray that there will be some financial assistance to be allocated to CDA for us to assist these cooperatives I mentioned, Your Honor. And of course, our programs on incentives for mergers and consolidation of micro and small cooperatives. This move and purpose will not only lessen the number of cooperatives in the Philippines, because as per record, we have the most number of cooperatives in the whole of Southeast Asia. It would also limit the numbers and potentials of mortalities in terms of micro cooperatives. This also includes, Your Honor, the budget for the newly established region, the Negros Island region, because we have started putting our personnel in that region.
Hindi ba kasama ang NIR dito sa proposed budget?
Kasama na rin.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So those are among many others, Your Honor. These are the things that we would like to be enhanced further for 2026. And this means more assistance, supervision, and regulation for cooperatives in the Philippines, Your Honor.
Okay, so thank you with that. But then I have seen also that your capital outlay, you know, for this 2026, and when I visited city offices in some other regions, may mga property kayo, but then dilapidated na yung iba. Then the other one, may mga ino-offer na space na there must be really, you know, the regional offices of our agency para mas conducive at the same time. Steady na sila doon, no, rather than palipat-lipat. So I think in your tier 2 proposal, mayroon ba or wala? I observed, Mr. Chair, Yusek, that Region 6 Iloilo may requirement, no, for their repair, no, of their buildings. Region 12 may property na in-offer pero wala tayong budget for their constructions. So I think that two particular what I have known, hindi nyo ba sinama ito sa tier 2?
They have been considered, Your Honor, and we will look into our request again so that
So
this
can you
mem-
propose that so that we could also request our committee to include the amendments?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I would like really to emphasize your program, and I agree on your proposed program on the merger and consolidations, because you have mentioned that 20,900, almost 21,000
Yes, Your
cooperatives.
Honor.
And ano ang composition dito? Ilan ang large, micro, small, medium, something like that? Kung mas marami itong mga small and micro, I think the agency would look into to save these small and micro cooperatives na mag-merge sila, rather than yung maliliit tapos wala namang capacity. So the point there is that kawawa or masayang lang yung mga naipon na mga resources na mga individual members, and then later on, it will die in natural death pag hindi natin matulungan. So, merging, I think, is very important, and I would like to get from your proposed amount to that, para matulungan natin. Pero practically siguro, it's more on the incentives, Bigyan natin ng incentives itong co-ops na to pag they agree and they make the cooperatives combine together via consolidation or mergers. So we will provide such program para ma-attract sila, para in due time we can save the individual members and the co-ops itself.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Yes, 65% of the total 20,000 plus are micro and small, and some of these micro and small are dying and about to close. That's why we encourage mergers and consolidation. And this is actually an ongoing program, Your Honor, and we would like this to be sustained. And once incentives will be informed to these cooperatives, I think it's going to be more encouraging to these micro and small cooperatives, Your Honor.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Chair Yusek. Then, with that, I would like to really to manifest in this committee that the request of the agency will be considered to be included as part of the amendments of our committee, Mr. Chair. Thank you, and good afternoon.
Thank you, Representative Mon, Ms. Pares. Before we end, I would just like to inform the department regarding the query of Representative Ordanes earlier. He sent a letter for you regarding the jurisdiction of the DTI with regard to the purchase booklet. So I'll just give it to you later. Okay, and can we request that you kindly reply to him in via any means? So may we recognize Kong Brian Poe?
Mr. Chair, may I move that we terminate the budget briefing of the Department of Trade and Industry, including its attached agencies and corporations. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Any second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
It has been moved and seconded. The motion is carried. The budget briefing is suspended to give way to the next agency. Thank you, Your Honors, and to our colleagues from the Department of Trade and Industry for your valuable participation in today's proceedings. We likewise